What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and I am here bringing you Game 4 between mTw and NEXT.kz. This is, once again, the grand finals of the Invitational qualifiers from the Western Division. Man, that's still a mouthful. So far, the score is mTw 2 games to NEXT.kz's 1. So NEXT.kz has to win this game if they want to stay in this tournament and bring it to a Game 5. Actually storming through the bans, but the bans haven't really been anything we haven't seen before. Nature's Prophet, Chen, Enchantress. Get that Lone Druid respect ban against mTw once again, and I won't be surprised if we see a Tinker, because NEXT.kz seems to like to do that. Right off the bat, they have eliminated, well, actually all 6 bans that have been chosen are potential junglers. You have the Chen and Enchantress, who are more pushing oriented, especially in the early game. Once you come out with an Ursa, come out with a Troll Warlord, you just easily push down a tier 1 tower, especially if you have some support. On the mTw side, I'm pretty sure those have been the bans. Furion, I don't know, I've been casting these in like succession over days, so forgive my poor memory, but Lycan hasn't seen the light of day. Darkseer has been banned every single game, so just regular standard bans that they just simply don't want to play against. And I know that it is partially because of the other team and partially because of Ridiculous Heroes. First pick is Invoker, going to be a regular pick there. NEXT.kz actually banning out the Chen, who was quite a huge force in Game 3. Of course, I didn't really say much about it because I don't have an excuse, but Chen, pretty sure his final score was like 1-0-16 or something ridiculous like that. He pulled everyone out of the fights and he just wouldn't die. And he got that Aghanim Scepter as well, dropping huge heals every 30 seconds. Not to mention a fairly early mech, so we're going to see Broodmother and Enigma picked up by mTw, so their first 2 picks getting some really, really heavy push potential. Broodmother is going to be going on to that hard lane most likely solo, and she's going to be trying to push down a tower and distract someone from NEXT.kz so that they can't fight with full power, and because they have to deal with the Broodmothers pushing down their lanes. And we see an immediate response of Beastmaster. Very good response pick for against Broodmother. Of course, the super S class counter to Broodmother is that Sand King, because 100% of Sand King spells are meant to counter the Broodmother, but Beastmaster with those axes and his aura will have some pretty good counter push if he goes to the hard lane against Broodmother, which is or whatever lane Broodmother is going to be in. Beastmaster will be able to shut him down with relative success. Invoker is most likely going to be going mid, so that's actually probably what's going to happen. But NEXT.kz mostly picking up that Beastmaster for that counter push. I would not be surprised if they pick up someone like a Venomancer or someone like what's his face, Sand King, to get rid of all these. So far, with these 2 picks, and mTw kind of orienting themselves towards a push lineup. So NEXT.kz might consider taking their next pick to really shut that down, but we're just gonna have to see. They're actually gonna go with an anti-mage, so gonna get that hard carry up. I guess they decided that Mantis's Morphling, which is 1 for 2, wasn't really panning out for them, so they decided to go for the other standard hard carry. He's still a very mobile carry and could be very damaging late game, so either way NEXT.kz is pretty safe. And the 4th ban for NEXT.kz actually being that Rikimaru, so Sok played a pretty vicious Rikimaru who just absolutely would not die. I'm pretty sure he died only once at the very end when they were like diving the base and stuff like that, and then he just brought back. So that Rikimaru combined with that Chen support was really a pain in NEXT.kz's side, and Rikimaru is a great counter to Anti-Mage for pretty much the exact same reasons he is a counter to Morphling. If you get the jump on Anti-Mage, you get the smoke up, you can just do so much damage to that Anti-Mage and he won't be able to blink out. Tidehunter is going to be the ban for mTw, eliminating that huge teamfight potential and also getting rid of the support that Tidehunter could provide Anti-Mage. So yeah, we're just going to see what NEXT.kz thinks the goal of mTw is actually. mTw has picked up a Lich, which usually is meant to go with a hard carry. You rarely see a Lich solo, and when you do, it's mostly just to get level 6, and then he goes and wanders around and does his own thing, so that's probably why at NEXT.kz, or half of the reason why NEXT.kz decided to ban out that Rikimaru, because Lich Rikimaru, very stable lane. We're going to see if mTw decides to pick up a different hard carry. They might decide to pick up someone like Spectre or Void. Tinker is the last ban once again. Fortunately, we don't get to see Tinker in any of these games, because NEXT.kz don't want to see Tinker. But CM is the response for mTw. CM has been picked up, I'm pretty sure, for the first 3 games. And she's been doing some pretty good support, although she hasn't really... she's been setting up kills, but she's also been dying, which is the sad, sad life of the Crystal Maiden. So I wonder if mTw is going to pick up a Void or Spectre or something. Actually, Vengeful Spirit is the pick out for NEXT.kz. They're going to get a lot of support from that, and right now they're actually kind of support light. You have the Beastmaster, who's kind of pseudo-supporty, but really you don't have a hard support like the Lich, or even like a semi-support like the Enigma. Vengeful Spirit is going to be that hard support. You're going to be setting up those stuns, and most likely babysitting the Anti-Mage. And she also has that valuable swap. So if the Enigma on mTw picks up the BKB, just simply swap them out. Done deal. I think that mTw is probably going to go for a really heavy-duty carry, or they might just go for something really pushy. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up like a Void and play the game that way, or they might even pick up someone like a Leshrac, combine that with the Broodmother, combine that with the Enigma. You got some really big team fight there as well, and you'll be able to push extremely hard. Night Stalker is actually going to be the choice. I doubt we're going to see a Lich Night Stalker. It's definitely a possibility, but usually if you put Night Stalker in the lane, it's not to get farm. That's not to say that farm is bad on Night Stalker. If you get money, then you get kills, but Night Stalker in a solo lane, usually solo mid, is really meant to get a boost on levels, because you really need the extra movement speed from Hunter of the Night, I believe is what it's called. Then you need the high levels of Void, and you need 1 level of Silence, so there's a lot that you really need for Night Stalker if you want to be super effective that first night. And if you have a support hero in the lane with you who's taking half of your experience, you're not going to be as powerful as you can possibly be once that first night rolls around. See, the NEXT.kz has only 4 seconds to pick their last hero. It is going to be the Earthshaker, so another really hard support. Probably going to be a tri-lane with the Anti-Mage, VS, and Earthshaker. Invoker mid and Beastmaster on wherever he wants to, probably going to where Brood is. So NEXT.kz has... they have extremely good initiation from extremely long range. They have the VS swap, they have Invoker, who, if he goes for a Tornado build, he's going to have that. You also have the Roar, you have the Fisher, so NEXT.kz, plenty of initiation, but they don't have the giant team fight ability that mTw has. They do have an Echo Slam, they do have Invoker, but Black Hole Chain Frost is really devastating, and mTw's last pick is actually going to be the Windrunner, so... what a surprise, another game with Windrunner. Windrunner is going to give them, well, I don't know, we might see the Enigma in the jungle. I think that's probably the way they're going to lane it. They might even try to dual lane up the Lich Night Stalker, sacrifice that experience in order for lane dominance. But really, it's going to be up to mTw to see if they could make that work. Windrunner, of course, the ultimate utility hero, and as of the 4th pick for mTw, they were fairly stun light. You only have the Enigma Malphus, and that's about it. Got plenty of slows coming out, but no real hard disables. Let's introduce the players. We have Equal, going to be playing Beastmaster, going towards the top lane, going to be clearing off these trees, keep himself a little bit safe in the top lane. 570 is going to be playing the Vengeful Spirit. Mantis going to be the hard carry once again as the Anti-Mage. Stalkat immediately going for a point of Exhort, but we saw before that he got Exhort just for that level 1 Sunstrike and then transitioned into a Wex Quas build. And then Lucky on the Earthshaker. On the bot lane, we have Funzy going down there as the Broodmother. Probably also going to be clearing those trees out with a web. Sock going to be playing the Windrunner, Syndrun on the Night Stalker, Kabap on the support Lich, and fucking Mad on the Enigma. And we have a little bit of a meet and greet here at the top lane. It's more of a meet. I don't think they're actually greeting. We have Sock actually circling around looking for something. We have a Fisher going after Sock. This might be his death. His magic missile goes out. Is there anything else? There's Axe going off, but he does skill Windrun as the level 1 spell, so he is barely going to escape with his life. That is going to force him to use some of his restoratives right off the bat. He looks like he's going to be setting up for the top lane. And it's probably going to be Kabap Syndrun in the mid lane with fucking Mad in the jungle, possibly. They might even run some sort of silly dual lane, but hell, options are still wide open. They can shift however they want. Looks like Beastmaster being a good guy, getting everyone some battle points so they can deck themselves out in items. I don't think any of these guys actually have any items. And they call themselves pro players. You're not a pro player unless you have a hat. Mid lane actually going to be Vengeful Spirit Anti-Mage against the Night Stalker and Lich. Lich, I believe, has more range than the Vengeful Spirit, 400, 550, yeah, so the mTw team is going to have a little bit more control as far as harassment goes. Lich also has a little bit more base damage plus the denies. So, we have a pause going out from Funzy. Let's take a look at the lanes. Yeah, fucking Mad is going to be jungling up that Enigma, so he's going to be dipping into the top lane whenever he feels it is appropriate. Stallcat has that Exhort, and he's in the top lane, so he might even commit to that Exhort build so he could have a presence everywhere in the map. Lucky is going to be lurking around as that Earthshaker, and we have Equal and Funzy. Beastmaster to try to counter the Broodmother push, which he is probably going to do rather well, but I doubt either of these two are going to die anytime soon. If anything happens, it's probably going to be in the mid lane. Mantis does have a blink, but Vengeful Spirit is a very soft hero. I don't think that, unless they get like an insanely sick Fisher block, it's not going to result in any kill. Sorry, I just knocked my mic a little bit. So if it was too loud, I apologize. Sock is taking a Fisher, but this is just harassment. Like he's just trying to put some damage on, force him to use consumables. We see Funzy actually setting up kind of a weird web placement right there. You usually see webs going up and down the lane rather than just perpendicular side to side like that. Of course, the reasoning is, well, now he's not going to be hiding in those webs. He's completely exposed. He's just going to put some more down. He has no qualms about doing so. Taking out that Hawk, which is a bit of easy gold. And this boar is still flying. I have no idea what's going on, guys. It's like this mid lane is going to be a battle for CS. Syndrun picking up that early level of silence, so once nighttime hits, he could go hard on to the Anti-Mage. Or even the Vengeful Spirit. Or silencing. They're probably going to go with the Vengeful Spirit, since if they go on the Anti-Mage, they're going to receive a magic missile. But mTw, with that Lich control, as well as the denies, taking a little bit of a level advantage in the mid lane. See, Lich is 2.5, almost 3, and Night Stalker is almost 3, while Vengeful Spirit is only level 1, so. There should see Funzy getting a solo kill on Equal, with no incapacitating bite, no soul ring. So Equal just, I don't know, I guess he got a little bit out of position, playing a little bit too overconfident. Decided to wrestle with the big spider. Pro tip, guys, if you ever have the option, choose to avoid the wrestling match between yourself and the big spider. It's just something that you want to do. I should see Mantis taking quite a bit of damage from that Broodmother. Spiderling inject. And let's see what Invoker's doing. He's level 3, he does have 1 point of quas, so it's a little bit too early to tell right now. You gotta get that 1 point of quas for Cold Snap, because Cold Snap is ridiculous. I think there's gonna be a little bit of a lane switch. See, 570 and Mantis gonna go against that Broodmother. Do they have vision? They do have sentry wards, but Kabap and mTw seem to know what's going on, as we see a Lich coming in already. Gonna be following that Anti-Mage, making sure his life is hell. Equal is gonna be soloing up against Syndrun. Equal actually well, now he's 1 level higher, but this lane should be relatively even. And Broodmother and Lich going to be able to put a lot of pressure down, as you see a huge amount of damage going onto that Vengeful Spirit. She's getting chased by spiders. She's going to need one more inject before she actually dies, or spawns spiderlings. Inject larvae. StarCraft, yeah. We'll just call it inject, because that's how I roll. Of course, when you have the Lich to support a Broodmother, you don't get the huge level advantage that you usually see coming out from Broodmothers, and of course that means your spawn spiderlings is going to be a lot weaker, your injects are going to be a lot weaker, and that means you're going to have less lane control come the 10-minute mark, and it's going to make it harder to push down the towers. We actually see Purple, Lucky, and 570 coming down to gank someone. Probably going to settle for Kebab, as they're setting up right now. There goes the web, though, revealing... I don't think it revealed Lucky, so they still don't know he's there. There goes the Scream, and a Fisher actually going on Funzy. He is completely revealed. His Magic Missile goes off, and his Sunstrike is going to hit perfectly. Mantis did jump onto Funzy. Funzy is nowhere really to run. He's trying to go around the trees, circle around back to his web. Kebab with actually the body block, so they're not going to get anyone, as you see Broodmother barely limping away. With all that power... you got the Fisher, you got the Magic Missile, you got Anti-Mage right-clicking. It's still not enough to take out that Broodmother, who is extremely fast in the webs. Already has a Ring of Basilius and a Soul Ring, so she just needs 6 more rings and she'll be completely decked out on all her legs. We see a level 6 Enigma from fucking Mad, smoked up, and, well, unfortunately for him, Equal is invisible at the moment. Oh no, oh, wow, Sock. Sock getting a solo kill on the Invoker. I did not see that one coming. Must have just caught him with the Shackle Shot, Power Shot, and taken him down. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We see a initiation going on to Equal. There goes the Void and a Malphus, and the conversion's doing a ton of damage. Equal is going to go down. Enigma actually snags the right click for that kill. So mTw taking a very early 3-0 lead. It's not even nighttime, and there's the nighttime. Syndrome actually taking level of darkness at level 6. You usually see more points of Hunter of the Night, get that extra movement speed going, and really the point in darkness isn't that worth it. I mean, like, sure you get a little bit extra duration of night, but if you're not really effective during that night, then what's the point? And usually you get a gank off so that you could raise that skill when you're level 7 or level 8. See Funzy now. Having that 3-level spawn spiderlings, he's going to be sending them into the jungle, but he's going to run into 570 as his web instantly goes off. Try to eliminate those trees to eliminate the juking, and 570 taking a ton of damage from the spawn spiderlings and the treants, Forge Spirits. Silly game. Fisher going off trying to clear a little bit of this push, but these spiderlings probably going to be sent to this camp right here, or just used to hold the lane. Whatever works. We actually see fucking Mad back. He still has that black hole. Probably wants to catch Anti-Mage with it. Anti-Mage has not died yet. He only has 22 CS. I say only. But yeah, he's pretty much out CS by everyone on the mTw team. So Anti-Mage not having the best of times. He's fucking Mad. He's just going to convert up some of Anti-Mage's potential farm. Try to deny him that. Lucky taking a lot of damage from a Frost Blast. And is now being right-clicked by a whole army of spiderlings. He's fucking Mad going to get the kill. He just needs a stun, yes. Broodmother's spiderlings taking the last hit there. They do NEXT.kz does have support rotating in, so they might. I don't think mTw will completely be able to push this down, especially with 3 points in axes and a well, Anti-Mage just can't really do anything to stop that. But mTw knows where Anti-Mage is completely, and let's take a look at this top lane. We kind of left these two alone. Windrunner has gone for Arcane Boots, Invoker with the Phase Boots, so really stands up. Equal once again getting initiated, staying way too far ahead of his tower, and he just got completely nuked down. Frost Blast, inject Spiderlings, and then the stun from Enigma. And this is going to mean the tier 1 tower on the bot lane. Broodmother pushing begins right now, folks.
Radiant structures are fortified.
See Syndrome actually not doing that much his first night, just taking this opportunity to farm, but really they don't need him to do that much right now. As we see Lucky stunning 3 heroes, but he might get stunned in return. There goes the Malphus, stun number 1, there goes number 2, and Lucky is going to go down. Actually a Black Hole being used on 570. Axes are going to come and kill Funzy. Sunstrike coming in, not going to hit fucking Mad, but Kebab is going to be able to pick up that last hit. Cold Snap now onto Kebab, and they're going to be able to take a double kill from that. So Black Hole was used. Lich did hold his ultimate, but all that in exchange for the tier 1 tower, so let's take a look at, well actually, that's an illusion. So Windrunner doing some good work on top lane, just pulling creep wave off so that she has more time to right click, and that's actually going to give her the tier 1 on the top lane. I don't think anyone's in position to really deny it, so there, nice easy tower from that Windrunner. Gold earned, obviously, and experience earned with a 7-3 lead is going to be in favor of mTw, and now that they have 2 towers, it's going to be growing even steeper. Nighttime is about halfway done. We did have the darkness pop for a second time, so Syndrome is getting a little bit more mileage out of the darkness, but he isn't really doing anything. 0 for 0 for 1, so I believe the only kill he got was in the middle lane on equal a little while ago. So the nighttime has mostly been farming for Night Stalker, but really with the power that they have from the other heroes, who are pretty powerful early game, they don't really need that many ganks in the first night cycle. Of course, ganks are always good, but farming sometimes is just the better option. See Funzy trying to mess with Lucky, blocking him a little bit with the Spiderlings. And 570 is there to support. Do they have True Sight? I don't think there's any True... Oh, there's some True Sight. So Funzy is spotted out. He's just going to return to the jungle, and he does have Kebab support. And Syndrome with an invisibility rune. He's going to be coming in. He's looking for blood, and they know where 3 of the heroes are for NEXT.kz. See if they're going to go on them. They just need to open up with the silence, and it's just going to be a done deal on Mantis. There goes the silence and the void. Inject Spiderlings going on him, and Frost Blast. Chain Frost is actually going to be used as well. The Chain Frost is going to be able to pick up the Anti-Mage as Invoker, actually taking out the Enigma. Roar into a Sunstrike. Nice clean kill there. Trading 1 for 1, but Anti-Mage for an Enigma is a trade that mTw will take every day of the week. As the Anti-Mage, 39 creep kills, but Night Stalker has 47, 43 on the Broodmother, 62 on the Windrunner, and 56 on the Enigma. So everyone is huge amount of farm, is doing some dancing in the trees by Syndrome. Stock is actually going to find his way up, but Mantis blinks in. She can get shackled, and Syndrome is going to take a Sunstrike to the face. Sasha on the top lane, trying to get some right clicks going, but it's not going to be enough. Not sure what happened there. Syndrome just dove for the Beastmaster, and Beastmaster did die, but he got himself in a really precarious situation. And the NEXT.kz team had a lot of support teleporting in. Windrunner holding actually 2,100 gold, so she could go for an early sheep if she chooses to do so. I don't think there's going to be a... Well, actually, no. Enigma's getting the mech, so Enigma's going to be holding the mech. Windrunner would actually help the mTw squad quite a lot if she went for a sheep. And Funzy just still doing his thing as a Broodmother. Invoker now called in to try to deal with it, but Funzy has that soul ring. He has the whole jungle. Well, most of the trees are demolished, so he has easy access to every single creep camp. So he's just going to be farming both the lane and the jungle at the same time. I should see no one really hugging this tower. They're going to play extremely defensively because they don't really have much lane control around this mid area. They have this ward, which is going to let them know if anyone comes down from this bottom area, but really it's the top area that they're most concerned about. Windrunner actually brought up a straight up Force Staff, so also a good option. Get that early game mobility. Looks like we're going to have some defense going on from Equal and Lucky. A lot of damage going on to these 3 support heroes. It might hold off the push for a little bit, but in the meantime they forgot to put someone on the bottom lane to counter Funzy, and Funzy's doing a ton of damage to the tower. Stalkat is going to try to defend this. No, this tower is going to go down. Broodmother is going to take the last hit, so no deny from the Invoker, even though he did try. And it's not over yet. Funzy could keep going. What they really need is like a Beastmaster or Earthshaker to just camp out there, but if they do that, they lose all their power in the other regions of the map. So the Broodmother, you could see why she was constantly being banned out for the other games. See Sock now pressuring that top lane, and Stalkat just running all over the place. He doesn't have a drum yet, so he's not farming phenomenally. Where the Windrunner actually has a Force Staff ready. We see Equal gank squad coming in from NEXT.kz. He raised his hands for the roar, but a Force Staff saving the Windrunner's life. So already the Force Staff almost paying for itself. If Equal did manage to get that roar off, there would have been a Sunstrike, there would have been a Fisher, there would have been a Magic Missile. Windrunner would have been so dead. We now see daylight cracking as the Fisher goes off on Syndrome. Let's see if they're going to keep going. No, Equal actually not deciding to use the Roar. They definitely could have taken him. There's a level 4 Sunstrike, plus a whole lot of spell damage coming out from all those heroes. Syndrome would have been big in bits. But a little bit of hesitation coming out from Equal, who is going for a Necro Book. So get that detection up against the Broodmother. Also get pretty handy mana burn. Not to mention the Necro Warriors, Necro Archer, doing a lot of damage as well. Looks like the siege is actually going the other way. Got long range initiation, as I said before. If Syndrome gets caught by a Fisher, he is gonna go down and see Totem not quite hitting the ground, but Lucky is getting a little bit too close. There goes a Frost Blast and a Void at the same time, stunned onto Lucky, and Lucky is gonna release that Fisher before going down. Not sure what he was doing there. All his support left him, and he was just playing extremely dangerously. His Windrunner shooting down a Hawk. What a badass. Now this is going to be an mTw pushing down on the mid tier 1. In the meantime, Funzy pushing on to the base towers at tier 4. Equal actually getting stunned up by the Enigma. He's taking the second stun and a Void. Looks like mTw doesn't want to dive this quite yet. Fucking Mad getting 4-staffed out, but actually Lich getting swapped back. And you see a Chain Frost going off, bouncing in between 570 and that Invoker as they get instantly killed. Equal is now on the run from Syndrome. Losing a little bit of sight, but a Shackle Shot going to hold Equal there, and a stun from Enigma is going to seal the deal. Fisher is going to come out from the Earthshaker, but it's not going to be enough. So that was a nice clean 3 kills taken by mTw, and mTw is looking really good this game. Funzy even breaching the base high ground. This tower is starting to take damage, and this tower is not long for life as well. So mTw really showing off their skill. NEXT.kz seems to be struggling quite a bit. You have an Anti-Mage who doesn't even have a Vanguard yet, 15 minutes in, which obviously isn't the best farm for Anti-Mage. He is extremely close, only 25 gold away, but still you would expect a lot more from an Anti-Mage. But the bot lane, the mid lane, I'm sorry, has just been not playing out for them. Lich harassment, and you have the Night Stalker who also has a lot more harassment than Anti-Mage in lane. And that's harassment that allows him to keep his distance as well, so Anti-Mage not getting much farm from anywhere, and just now breaking 1100, so he can get his Vanguard if he wants to, but it's going to be a long time before he's truly useful for his team. Actually, see a smoke now going out for the NEXT.kz side. They're actually splitting up a little bit. No, there we go. All going in the same direction, but mTw bringing a huge Spiderling army. Congo line of spiders right here. Going to be taking down that Roshan, and I don't think there's anything that NEXT.kz could do about it. Sunstrike revealing off that they are in fact doing Roshan, but it didn't do any damage. Broodmother instantly life-stealed it up, and it was mitigated because it was spread out among so many of those Spiderlings. Bap going to be playing the outside support for Roshan. You don't want everyone to get caught in that pit, because that's just really dangerous. We're taking a lot of damage from those Forge Spirits. Broodmother, no, Night Stalker actually picking up the Orchid. Lucky trying to go in for a huge Echo Slam, but instantly got shackled to that tree, and Equal taking a lot of damage as well. Is he going to leash the Roar? No, he gets nuked down before he uses the Roar, and 570 is now on the run. He has Night Stalker on his ass, and, well, he's toast also. Sunstrike trying to go out onto Kebab. I think it missed. Yeah, he's just taking damage from that Forge Spirit, so almost for NEXT.kz. Earthshaker, if he clicked that button just a split second earlier, mTw would have taken a huge amount of damage. There were a ton of Spiderlings in that Roche pit, and the fight definitely would have gone a lot differently, but quick fingers from Sock, making sure he shackles up that Earthshaker to the high ground trees, making sure that he doesn't get that Echo Slam off, and thereby keeping his entire team very safe. And mTw just pulling further and further ahead. So see now Funzy returning to his role on the bot lane as a annoying little piece of shit. He does have an Orchid up, so if Anti-Mage tries to push in on him, or hell, if anyone tries to counter Funzy, he's going to put a lot of hurt right back into them. Actually see Sock actually going to be ganked up. You see 570 initiating with swap, and Sock actually some weird stuff going on with that Roar. Anti-Mage blinked the wrong way. Sock is, however, locked in, and he is going to be killed by the Beastmaster. I think that was a 4-staff into a Roar that was still targeted on him, so it's kind of wacky, but hey, whatever works. Funzy now, in the meantime, pushing down that bot lane and forcing Stallcat to stay and try to defend that. Of course, he does have some presence if the team fight does break out in the top lane with that Sunstrike. But it looks like NEXT.kz not going to try to push their luck. They still have not taken a single tower, and actually all these towers have quite a bit of HP, so NEXT.kz really hurting for gold and experience and map control. You just see the dire wards being placed. They have complete map control. The creeps are being pushed out on every lane. It's not looking good for NEXT.kz. I want to say they just had to take a big fight, but then again, they have the Chain Frost and they have the Black Hole. They have huge right-click damage. And I don't know if that would actually pan out for them. We saw in the mid lane, right over here, Lich, Chain Frost, and Enigma Black Hole bouncing between two people, and those two didn't stand a chance. I believe it was Vengeful Spirit and Equal. And they got completely demolished by that ultimate combo. Of course, there were no creeps there, but so that was the optimum situation. So of course it wouldn't do that much damage ordinarily. As we see Syndrome picking up a Black King Bar now. Not quite nighttime. I believe mTw is probably going to hesitate just a little bit until that night falls. Then try to go and get some blood. Try to take a Rax. Bot lane tower is getting pushed down. Starting to get pretty low, losing about a third of its health so far. You see a haste rune activated on Night Stalker, so Night Stalker wants someone, but he is spotted out by that hawk. They know exactly where he is and where he's going. There's a BKB flying out for him, and he is decked out. It is nighttime, and very soon. There we go, nighttime, and he instantly pops off that ultimate. He's going to look for Stallcat in the mid lane. Maybe? No? Let's see where he's going. He's going to find Equal, and Equal is going to open up with that roar, but there's no Sunstrike quite yet. The Sunstrike might miss. No, it's going to hit dead on. Cold Strike as well, and you have a lot of people hitting on that Night Stalker. He's going to pop his BKB and forced to run, trying to use the bottle, but the Wild Axe is actually taking the kill. Wild Axes are physical damage, I believe, or composite. Physical or mixed? I've physical. Composite. I'm wrong. So they do, either way, they go through BKB. So Syndrome losing off his 10-second charge of BKB, losing off that Aegis of the Immortal for pretty much free because he initiated way too aggressively onto the NEXT.kz team. Might set them back just a little bit, but really they're so far ahead that, I mean, they are not too worried about it. NEXT.kz really happy with that pickoff, however. They knew that he used his 10-second BKB charge, and they burned the Aegis completely for free, so that's not going to be up for an incoming fight. If that fight is going to happen in the mid lane, which it looks like mTw is gearing up for a big one. Another ultimate, well not another, ultimate orb now at Windrunner. I'm going to say that that one's going to be the Hex. So now just the Forge Spirits taking on the front line, trying to do the damage to keep them back. See Howl of Terror going off from Vengeful Spirit. That's about it. Giant split push coming out from mTw, leaving that Broodmother alone. And really, Anti-Mage isn't the one to deal with it. Anti-Mage cannot deal with the huge army of Spiderlings. Focus Fire now going on to the Tier 2 tower. This tower is not long for life, it's taking a huge amount of damage. Broodmother actually shifting up towards the top lane. I'm not sure if NEXT.kz know about this, so they might not be expecting that extra damage. And more importantly, they might not be expecting the extra silence. Looks like mTw is going to be content to just wait for the next creep wave, slow push this tower down. They have a huge golden experience advantage, so they're not in any rush. Fissure goes off, try to slow down fucking Mad's conversions from splitting, and it's actually going to work for that. Fortification actually goes off on this tower, but they're not going to dive in to try to get it. Sunstrike does go off on fucking Mad, but Mech instantly pops off. Sock looking for a Shackle Shot, no one near, so she's not going to get anything. They got the tower, they're now falling back. See a Roshan, not quite up, so they still have quite a bit of time to burn. Let's see what Anti-Mage has. Anti-Mage actually managed to pick up a Yasha. So Yasha Vanguard, kind of useful now. Of course, usually you'd see a lot more. And WTF coming out from something? I have no idea. I'm confuzzled. Whatever. So yeah, Yasha Vanguard, so Anti-Mage is going to be fairly useful, but of course you've seen a lot more useful Anti-Mages at the 23-minute mark. Earthshaker soul rings. I don't. It's definitely a misclick. There's no way about that. If you have, oh, there you go. There's. What the hell is going on here? I think NEXT.kz know that they're toast. Stashing for gold. Huh. Not exactly sure if that strategy is gonna work. I mean, like, you could sell them back for that dagger, but I'm not really sure if that's the best idea. Same thing happening on the other side? No, nothing's happening on the other side. So interesting strategy coming out from NEXT.kz. Let's see if it'll work for him. He's gonna mass up soul ring recipes and then sell them all off, get a large chunk of gold, try to buy up a blink dagger instantly, get that big echo slam off. But if he's playing safe like this, he's not gonna die. So he's just investing. His investments. He's taking a bond in soul rings, hoping that their value would grow over time. In the meantime, kind of a lull in the game. NEXT.kz, what they really need to do is try to smoke up and catch someone. Funzy, just continuing any pressure in this bot lane. She's actually forcing two heroes to get it. Mantis unfortunately did not go for the Battle Fury build, so he's not going to be able to completely shut down Spiderling pushes. He's not going to take any damage from the Spiderlings really, but he's also not going to be able to deal it, so. Sock looking for that hawk. She's gonna find some angry centaurs instead. And really, having this lull, even though mTw is so far ahead, they're not in any rush. This is giving Anti-Mage plenty of time to free farm. He's almost at that ultimate orb, which means his Mantis style is just a couple of gold away. Was that 400, 1,000 gold away from a Mantis style, and he's just getting complete free farm on the spot lane. Granted, Syndran is getting the same, so is Sock on the top lane, but farmed Anti-Mage, a lot more scary than a farmed Night Stalker or a farmed Windrunner. Of course, they're not going to let this happen forever. You see now a Sheep Stick up onto Windrunner. She's teleporting back and gets some extra mana. If they were looking, they would have spotted up that Sheep Stick, which they probably were. If you see a hero on the map, you're going to be clicking on them, especially at this level of play. There goes the Hawk. After performing his valiant duties, he gets shot down by a Frost Nova. It's actually Frost Blast. I'm sure Frost Nova is copyrighted by Blizzard. I'm never going to get used to saying that. See Funzy returning to the bot lane. He has a BKB flying out towards him, so he is going to be doing a lot of damage that NEXT.kz simply cannot stop. You see the harassment now starting an Anti-Mage, and Funzy just going to be pushing down this tower. He actually has Kabap going to be supporting him. I don't think they can get a kill though, especially since Anti-Mage is the one who's really camping this lane. And Anti-Mage, realizing his true calling as an observer ward, at least for the second, going up there to try to, well, maybe there was a ward there that I didn't catch. That was probably why he was up there. See how many soul rings? Plenty of soul rings up, and even more on the way. I wonder how many soul rings you actually need for a huge blink, for an entire blink dagger. Can't even speak English anymore. Looks like NEXT.kz trying to push out a little bit, just getting a little bit of creep momentum onto the bot lane. But creep momentum going in exchange on the top lane. And Lich with that gem, just dewarding everything. I'm sure they know that. If they had wards there, that they would know that there is something to be counter-warded in that area. But if Lich goes over there, he's going to get his face smash. Let's actually take a level check real quickly. This is what's really hurting NEXT.kz. Their supports, level 9 Earthshaker, level 8 Vengeful Spirit. In the meantime, you have level 12 Lich, 15 Enigma, 16 Windrunner, who are actually, both of these two are higher than their Night Stalker and Broodmother, but their supports are really bulky. They have quite a few levels on them, and you only have a level 1 swap from Vengeful Spirit, level 1 Echo Slam. Granted, Echo Slam will deal a lot of damage no matter what level it is, but at this point in the game, you really want that level 2, especially on the swap for initiation. It looks like mTw were just burning time, waiting for that Roshan, and Roshan is taking a ton of damage. He's going to be going down extremely quickly, and NEXT.kz doesn't look like they know about it, or they might not even want to contest it, as Broodmother picks up the Aegis of the Immortal. And fortification going off, and the entirety of NEXT.kz is going to get out of there, but Sinjin wants blood. He's coming in hot. He's not going to find anyone. He knows where 570 is. He's going to get the Void off. There's the Void, canceling teleportation and the silence, taking a power shot to the face. He's just going to get right-click down. A very easy kill taken by Sinjin, as they're now converging onto Mantis. But you know he's there, and he pops the Mantis style. He has to get out of there. He actually teleports into the trees. He does have a teleportation scroll. He needs to cast it right now. See Enigma trying to clear off the trees, but no vision there. So not quite deep enough with that. What's it called? Midnight Pulse. You know, I know what these skills are called, but when I'm actually saying them, it's harder to get it out. Now see mTw pushing down on the top lane. Mantis did manage to pick up his Mantis out and did get out safely, so he's gonna be happy about that. Soul rings galore for this Earthshaker. There's quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably like 15 soul ring recipes. That's ridiculous. But mTw don't really care. Hyperstone up on Syndrome. He's gonna be right clicking extremely fast. Pipe up on Enigma, so he could pipe up and move in anytime he wants to. They're simply waiting for someone to get out of position, try to get a shackle shot, or just slow push it down even. The ultimate going off the Broodmother, going to be right-clicking the tower, just taking a lot of damage as Anti-Mage blinks in with Manta instantly. Funzy taking a huge amount of damage, quick to pop that Aegis of the Immortal. Syndrome pops with BKB, and Chain Frost is bouncing around on completely everyone. Going to be doing a lot of damage, but Syndrome is forced back as well, as their mTw is forced to run back and forth through that ice wall. Funzy taking it yet another stun, gets forced after that, pops the BKB this time. But that BKB is going to be largely wasted. He's going to use it to take out that Necronomicon warrior. No, can let him go. Sock going to go toe-to-toe with the tower. But mTw's, even though, well, it's daytime, so they burned a lot of time just waiting for that Roshan. Now they kind of lost a huge opportunity, but 570 getting stunned up, and he tries to swap himself out. Fucking Mad going to take a Sunstrike, but he's not going to go down. Sinjin now looking for Stallcat, who was hexed up. He gets forced after that as well. Lucky is now here with a Fissure. Maybe it's time to sell Soul Rings, get that Blink Dagger. You might need it because shit is about to go down. Fortification goes off now. Just trying to hold the mTw team back as more axes, more Necro Minions, more Manta Illusions. Just NEXT.kz throwing everything that they have to try to push the mTw team back. But they still have Black Hole, and Lich's ultimate will be up in 45 seconds. I'm not sure if they necessarily need. It'd be nice to have, but there goes the pipe. They want this tower down right now. Right click's going off. The wall of ice is actually going to be preventing them from actually moving down and taking the racks, but Enigma managed to take out the tower regardless. It looks like mTw kind of splitting up. Perhaps going to be teleporting out, but he gets cancelled by the Anti-Mage ultimate, and he's going to take a Sunstrike. No, Sunstrike a little bit off. Vap is on the run. He is going to put on that Frost Armor and try to slow down the Anti-Mage, but he has Blink, and he has a lot of support. There goes the Fissure, going to take out Kebab and a stun. Anti-Mage is going to get that last swipe in, get that last kill. And he actually drops the gem, which is picked up that by the Beastmaster, so NEXT.kz getting a good pick off, but really it's a little bit too late for that. They are going to get their first tower of the game, so I'm sure they're happy about that. Invoker going to be destroying that tower, and Earthshaker got rid of all his recipes, brought that Blink Dagger. I'm not sure if it was worth it, since I'm not sure if he died, but he has that Blink Dagger nonetheless. Soul Ring recipe strategy paying off. Literally paying off. You actually see a Demon Edge on that Windrunner, so she's going to be going for, well, I want to say Daedalus, because Daedalus is more fun, but realistically it's probably going to be that MKB, so she could hit the tower from the low ground, and it also gives a lot of really good damage. NEXT.kz looking for their second tower of the game. I'm not sure if mTw even want to bother defending this. They could just all group up on the top lane and just take a Rax, or pressure the Rax, force the other team back. Sasha teleporting in. There goes the Windrun. He was looking for something. He was looking for a shaft shot. He's actually going to get Hex on Equal. Equal is going to be released from that as he pops in Necro Books. We see fucking Mad jumping in, and Funzy with the nukes. Sasha taking a lot of damage from the Necro Minions and the Sunstrike, but Mech is going to pop off and it's going to put him at decent health. Funzy eating up that Necro Minion, taking a lot of damage from that, but he's going to pop his ultimate. No big deal. It's going to be up again in 40 seconds, and they're going to start pressuring down this bot lane. And they do have the black hole up still. Enigma now with a blink dagger. They do have the Lich ultimate. And Syndrome does have his ultimate as well. He's going to be going for an assault cuirass, so he's going to be hitting extremely hard. He's going to get that aura also for his team, and with all these creeps, the aura is going to do wonders. Looks like they're actually going to pull back. I don't know. They definitely know that Earthshaker has a blink dagger by now. I'm guessing. They might not. Maybe Earthshaker's playing extremely sneakily. But either way, they're scared of really making that commitment to the high ground. Anti-Mage getting turned up into a hasted pig. Getting stunned up and silenced, but Mantis style is going to dispel that. Illusion just trying to burn a little bit of Funzy's mana. Night Stalker picking up that assault cuirass. And mostly just posturing. Mantis is getting his farm up. He has 3,300 gold. He could really go for any number of items at this point. The butterfly might not be too bad, or even the BKB. Save him a lot of spell damage. But really, with the Broodmother, having an Orchid and BKB, and a Windrunner with a Demon Edge, and a Night Stalker with an Assault Cuirass, there's going to be a lot of physical damage coming out from the mTw squad, even though they're not exactly the most heavy as far as inherent right-click damage goes. It's going to be a push down the top lane. All 5 are here, and they're just trying to clear out the creep wave. They want racks from this push. And NEXT.kz, they do have everything up, I believe. Yeah, they do have everything up. Only a level 1 swap, though. They did manage to buy that buy time for that level 2 Echo Slam. But the pipe is up as fucking mad goes blinking in right on Stalkhead. Gets 4 stats out. It's the initiation on Stalkhead's roar. Black Hole actually catching only Mantis. Huge Echo Slam going to annihilate Windrunner. Perhaps taking a lot of damage as well. Syndrome did pop the BKB, is now going for Mantis, who is silenced, and he's going to take a fall. But he's instantly going to buy back into the game. Now mTw falling back just a little bit. Are they going to focus on the racks? No, they're actually going to completely fall back. They used all their big resources, and they know that they cannot continue to take that fight, especially with an Invoker who's going to have spells up constantly. So, not really a good trade for mTw. Earthshaker did get a very big Echo Slam, which is exactly what NEXT.kz needed. So, even though mTw is still in a commanding lead, NEXT.kz has shown that they can hold their own, especially if mTw tries to push the base towers. Water is so delicious. Broodmother actually now has an Eagle Song, so he's going to have that butterfly. And shut down a lot of that anti-mage right-click damage with that evasion, plus extra armor, which is always useful. Looks like all of mTw and most of NEXT.kz going to be looking towards the top lane. NEXT.kz wants their, well, yeah, it's going to be their second tower of the game, as we saw looking very aggressively, trying to get Hex on someone. Beastmaster trying to get the roar off. He's actually going to be shackled to a tree. Are they going to go in on this? Yes, fucking Mad is going to stun him. Sunstrike coming down. Not going to hit much. It's going to be spread amongst 3 heroes. Equal taking a lot of damage. He's going to get nuked down by the Broodmother, and this means they're going to push. Mantis still in the fray, but he's going to blink out. I don't think mTw want to chase this, so they're just going to let him go. Clear off the creep wave as soon as they can, and try to take a Rax. Funzy already moving ahead of the group, using his abilities to start making an army. But Echo Slam, not quite up. It's probably going to be up by the time mTw enters the base, but Chain Frost is up, Black Hole still a minute off actually. So they're mTw not going to be at their strongest, but do they really need to be at their strongest at this point in the game? Do a lot of damage. They're actually spreading their damage between the ranged and melee racks, but the melee rack is going to go down, and the ranged racks is going to fall as well. And they instantly pull back as see Anti-Mage doing his own thing in the mid lane, now holding 4,000 gold, taking down the tier 2 tower, and the tier 1 on the bot fell. So NEXT.kz slowly but surely taking the towers, but losing a Rax in exchange for that, not a good trade by any means. So once you lose that Rax, you're going to constantly be pressured, and you could even sit a Broodmother in the bot lane, put all 4 heroes in the mid lane, and then have just the ultimate split push going on. So NEXT.kz really has to win a deciding engagement if they want to really take this game at all. Is Roshan going to be summoned up relatively shortly? Invoker actually sunstriking a little bit too early. Now Roshan is up. We have a huge army of Spiderlings, so this is going to be the third Roshan, so they're going to have a cheese and an Aegis. We're going to see how they decide to distribute that. Syndrome probably going to be grabbing the cheese with Funzy, or hell, even Sock could grab the Aegis. Both will be able to do some pretty good work with it. But either way, they're going to take this Roshan uncontested. Windrunner is actually going to pick up the Aegis, and cheese? Cheese on the Broodmother, so Syndrome not taking up anything. Even though he did have that extra slot from, well, actually from a teleportation scroll, so never mind. mTw now, after that Roshan, they have everything they need. They have the Chain Frost, they have a Nighttime, and Nighttime in a little bit, but the push isn't going to come for another 20 seconds anyway, so they're going to be just fine. We see a stun going up on Sasha, and he's going to take a giant Sunstrike. Lots of pure damage coming out from that Invoker. But with it maxed, or it's not even maxed out actually. Sunstrike is definitely going to be the most influential spell, but, well, that is completely false. Meteor Deafening Blast is going to hurt like hell. But Sunstrike so far has been mitigated because it's hit like 3 or 4 things at the same time. You see a Shackle going off, not going to latch anything. Let's see, Anti-Mage actually spending all of his gold buying both the Talisman Evasion and the Eagle Song, so he's going all in. He's not interested in buying back, he just wants to win a fight and make it very clear that they have won. See, push from mTw, slowly moving in. They're probably not going to commit until this top lane pushes out a lot more. They see a huge giant creep wave coming down, so mTw is in no rush. They're just going to keep clearing off the creeps, letting that top lane push out, and then as soon as they see someone trying to clear those creeps on the top lane, they're going to move into the mid lane, try to make something happen. Let's just see if that Windrunner still has a Demon Edge. Boring, you need to upgrade that. So they're looking for something. Windrunner actually just farming neutrals, so there goes the top lane push, as Mantis and Eagle are both going to clear that out. See mTw in the meantime with a huge army of Spiderlings, getting a little bit thinned out by the Earthshaker and the Vengeful Spirit, but still going to be quite a bit of meat shielding going on right here. What they really need is just for Sock to just keep firing out those shackle shots, wait until he latches someone, and then move in on that. Make sure they don't clump up for that Earthshaker ult, because that will wreck their entire team, especially if Pipe isn't popped. Butterfly's up for the Broodmother, so she's going to be having a lot of effective HP in the upcoming fight. Just a pretty large standoff going on right now. And Hawk taking a peek at the Lich, knows where he is exactly, and Dire and Radiant Wards sharing a spot on that cliff edge. There's constantly spells going off, Wild Axes clearing off the creeps, Power Shots clear off the creeps, Broodling charges, and Night Stalker actually, has he popped the night? No, nighttime, that's an organic nighttime, so now it's nighttime. Now it's time for mTw to move in. Either that or they're just going to posture all game. But Anti-Mage is continuing to build up his farm. He's going to have his Butterfly in just 200 gold. Of course, Butterfly Manta in 42 minutes in. It's a lot, but it's not the most I've seen by any means. So Anti-Mage could easily get shut down, especially with the Hex on the Windrunner. She now has an MKB, and she's focus firing the tower with the MKB, so she can't miss. There goes 2 BKBs being popped out instantly. Syndrome is going to go after Lucky, who pops up a 4-staff. But Lich Chain Frost bounty on absolute everything. See Black Hole going off onto Mantis. Mantis is going to get taken down before 570 manages to swap him out. 570 is going to go down as well. Funzy actually using the Aegis, the cheese, I'm sorry. Sasha taking a lot of damage. He's going to pop the Aegis as well. Stalcat now trying to do something, but he's going to take a lot of damage. He's going to be forced back. And looks like mTw is going to claim the range racks first, and then slowly transition into that melee racks. And at 2 racks is 9 to 24 kills. NEXT.kz looks like they're going to be out. See Enigma actually picking up the last hit on that Beastmaster. Enigma's on extremely low health. He's going to be fine. Pull back. See a Meteor coming down. But mTw now going for that last round. You see a huge 2-man shackle shot. Lucky's going to take a lot of damage from that Night Stalker right click, and Sasha actually managing to take out the Beastmaster. 570 trying to swap out the Earthshaker, but it's too late. The projectile was already in the air. And this is going to be mega creeps. So mTw
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Very slow, methodical pushing game, getting their picks right, and NEXT.kz just simply not enough on the anti-mage, and Vengeful Spirit and Earthshaker are really low levels when the levels on mTw are just so much higher. And that really made the difference in this game. So Mega Creeps is something that NEXT.kz absolutely cannot hold. If they had a stacked anti-mage, then they might have a chance, but now an anti-mage without a Battle Fury and you have Mega Creeps barreling down you constantly, mTw is just going to go back and heal. They could even just sit in their base if they want to, buy up a couple of Soul Ring recipes. Apparently it's the thing to do. See just a desperate defense being attempted, but these creeps hurt like hell, and there's going to be a ton of them coming. 100 damage versus 25. It's ridiculous, these Mega Creeps. What you really need from Mega Creeps is AoE attacks, AoE physical attacks, and lifesteal. That's really all you need, but I mean, like, Mantis has the lifesteal, but really everyone else on the team is going to crumble before the Mega Creeps. We now see mTw grouping up in the mid lane, doing a little bit of dancing, and they're going to, they're dancing, okay. They don't have to push. They have all day. They could just sit in the fountain and drink the cool fountain water. Mega Creeps are going to slowly win them the game. Looks like they don't want to do that. They want to smoke in. And Stallcat, you're going to have to pull back, man. You're going to go down. See Sock looking for something. There goes Syndrome going to breach the high ground. Shackle Shot going to be latching the Sheep, but Mantis is going to get swapped out immediately, but 570 getting killed by 3 hits with the Broodmother, doing so much damage. Chain Frost now bouncing around 3 heroes. Mantis did pop his Mantis style, but he's getting double damaged by Syndrome. Windrunner actually picking up the last hit. See Earthshaker blinking in for that Echo Slam. He does manage to get it off, but he's taking a lot of damage as well, and Bap going to be forced to fall back. Syndrome is going to be stunned right before he can kill off Equal, so Syndrome is going to be going down, but he has someone teleporting in who's it's Funzy with Boots of Travel. He sold off, no, he actually still has his regular boots. He's going to go on to Stallcat. Shackle is not going to latch, but Broodmother is still on the chase. No, he's just going to fall back a little bit, hit that Ancient, and there's GG being called by NEXT.kz. So mTw, with this victory, winning the series 3-1, they just earned themselves a ticket to the international. So really top tier team. Didn't get their invite, doesn't matter. They're just gonna brutalize their way through the invitationals, grab that invite. So mTw is gonna be going to the international, but I'm sure you guys already know this since this replay is quite old at this point. mTw actually showing off a strong performance here, and this actually carried over to DreamHack, which they also won against Na'Vi in the grand finals. So mTw looks to be like a really strong team. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mike Loris casting NEXT.kz mTw from the International Western Qualifiers. This has been a fun set to cast. Of course, look forward to more casts in the future. I'll try to get those out when my voice isn't hurting me. But yeah, I'd love to have comments as to the quality of my casts, and if there's anything I can do to improve it, just let me know. I'll try to get on that. So thanks for watching, guys. GG.